Okay, so basically, when you get this file, the first thing that you're gonna want to do is move everything to a ground plane. So right now, this is like a floating object, and that's how a 3D printing software would read it. Um, so all I'm gonna do is press zoom select, and I'm gonna grab each item and press move, and I'm gonna click a certain point and do 0, 0, 0. And then I'm gonna do, it should be selected, so I'll do zoom select and I'll see that it is at the C plane. It looks like the C plane is tilted or something. We'll fix that later. But you're just gonna repeat that process um like in each step. So I'm just gonna do it really quick for this example. But basically you're just gonna want to find the flattest side to use it to like lay it on. Because basically when you're setting up a file, it cannot float. And if it does, it creates something called support. So if you've ever seen 3D printing supports, it kind of looks like filament that's like really messy. And what it does, it helps hold certain things that are going to be floating, like a cantilever or a roof or anything. Like for this example, it would need supports all down here. So you kind of want to choose when you're doing 0, 0, 0 to click the flattest side that you want to be laying down. I'll show you that a little bit better later, but I'm just going to show you guys this. Because this is what you're going to need to do to send it to me to make it easier for me to understand and for you to understand what kind of thing you want to come out or like what product you want from this. So I'm just gonna do that really quick. And then I'm gonna do Control A, zoom select, and now everything looks crazy like that. But basically, that's what you're gonna want. So I am gonna fix the C plane. C plane. Um, this is the one command that I always forget. Um, There we go. Okay. So now it's on the top. So this is kind of how you would see a bed. For the sake of my printer, the bed size that you can print at a time is going to be 9 by 9. So I'm going to create a polyline that's 9 inches by 9 inches. And then I'm just going to do a square. Okay. So now in top view, when I'm seeing all of this, planar surface. You're gonna see something like this. So this box is called your boundary box or a bounding box. And that's basically what you can print in all directions. So X, Y, and Z. So if I had an extrusion, if for future reference you guys have something like crazy, like super tall, 9 inches is the max that it'll go. So this is how my 3D printed box looks like. Um, this, you're gonna have to rotate certain things to be flat. So I'm gonna rotate 90. Oh, it needs to be the other way. There we go. And then again, I'm gonna click move 0, 0, 0. You always want to make sure you do that instead of moving it by hand because there will be really bad errors if you do not. So this is another thing. If like everything else looks good except for this one. So I'm gonna need to delete this. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna, yeah. Delete it for now and see, is there any other flat side that works better for this? And we actually do. So I'm going to rotate that 180. And then, shoot. Mm, I love that bounding box again. Okay, and then again, don't move it by hand, move it like 0, 0, 0. Okay, so now we have all of them that fit here. So you guys, really quick question. Do you guys already have it scaled? Like, do you guys already have it scaled to what you need, or how are we looking on that? If someone could just like say it really quick. Specifically, actually, Hannah, because this is her project.
Yeah, mine are all scaled.
Okay, so is that the 2x2 or the 4x4?
2 by 2.
Okay, perfect. So these should all be fitting in the 2x2. Um, so then you have to think a little bit I mean, I will help you guys because I'm like the one doing it for you. However, you have to think a little bit if things are gonna work. Uh, so this one looks good. These look good. That one, it would be too much to, it might tip over if I don't put too much support. So I'm actually gonna flip it 90 and we should be good. So you just want to make sure when you're setting it up, you want to create it in the flattest side because I'm just the one printing it. I don't know what you want it to look like or how pretty on what side you want the prettiest, like the side to look the best. So it's important. And then for this one, I think this one, how it is, it's good because this one, there's only one leg. But here we have two legs on this face. So that one's better. And then this one, I would try flipping it 180. And yeah, that looks better to me. Okay. This one's kind of a tricky as well. Yeah, I would do that. Actually, because then you have to think like a hole. It's gonna get filled. Hmm. Yeah, let's go with the top because then it'll look better. Okay. So basically, now that you have the ones that you want to print, it's gonna look like this. From here, you guys should already know how to scale. They probably already taught you for like your drawings and stuff or to do certain things. So I'm not gonna go over that today. However, I am gonna go over how to give it to me. So after you make sure that everything is in a 9x9 bounding box, and you make sure it's the correct scale, you've scaled it down, everything's good. And you moved it to the C plane and it's 0, 0, 0. You are going to save a copy somewhere else. Select everything, but delete this. So and then I'm gonna move everything. I'm gonna ask Hannah right now, which ones, just for the sake of time, Claudia told you guys that two are due today and two are tomorrow, but since I have like four orders, I'm gonna just do two. Um, Sorry, two of them are due another week, and then two of them are due on Wednesday. Which two do you want um for Wednesday?
So the one that's labeled object 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I could like turn it off for you. So
okay, thank you.
yeah, object two for sure then, right? Or which one?
Yeah.
Both? All three?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so just object two then, right? For now.
Yeah.
And then I'll do just like because she wants to all of you guys like have two for Wednesday. So I'm gonna prioritize that. And then we'll go from there to pick it up on Monday, maybe. The rest, if that's fine with you. But that's what she recommended for us to do, to have all of yours done. Um, so I'm just gonna hide all the other ones. And then you do a save as, always make sure you do that. And then you're gonna do file, export selected, um, and then like rename it to something else. So yeah, the way I want you guys to name your files is like your last name. So just how Hannah did it. Um, First initial underscore scale or like actually we're not gonna do scale. Let's just do like the title that you want and the color. model one underscore white. So that will be like the filament. Right now I only have white, but we'll figure it out later. Okay, so now that you have a file saved, we can close that. We're gonna open this. Sorry, it's loading. Oh, it's because it's open here. Um, it'll take a second to open because I'm on Zoom. Okay, so now we have one that's just this exported. And we're gonna do a 9 by 9 bounding box again. And then this is just for my printer. It's different for everyone else's. But this will just ensure that like we're all good with the size and you're not going out of bounds, especially when later on you get into bigger scaled items. So I just have that. And then you're gonna select everything, file, properties. Now this is where it gets tricky and it's important that you take note. When you do file properties, this is going to open up document properties. You're going to click units, model. Oh, was this already set up in millimeters by chance, Hannah?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, perfect. So she already had it in millimeters, but basically if I were to go backwards, just like because some people have never done it, is you go inch, you would go millimeters, and then you have to make sure you say change unit system and maintain object size. So that's what's important because then it changes everything, and that's when you would do length and it's 9 inches. But we're gonna do the reverse of that. So I just undid it, but you guys would do millimeters, and then you do length, and then it should be around this number of millimeters. So that's how you know you changed the units correctly and didn't change the size, because that's happened before with some people. And then you do file, export selected, and then here you're gonna give me either STL or OBJ. I always do OBJ. It's very easy. Um, and then you're just gonna name it. I'm just gonna name it whatever. That's what I always do. And then here, you're just gonna do polygon and mesh object. So, something for you guys to take note on, and it's important, is understand that like sometimes some things are not gonna be able to be 3D printed if you don't work around them. Thankfully, these are pretty simple where just supports or like trees would work to um like work it out and build it. But things like having a closed poly surface or anywhere very near closed is super important. My like software Bamboo Lab is very good at detecting like what they call manifold edges or stuff that's not closed. So that's super good. But sometimes it won't like no matter how open it is or no matter how closed, it will still detect it and won't work. So it's important to do that. Make sure it's closed and set to the zero plane. So just like for your guys' knowledge, just to know how it looks, I'm gonna go to this one. I just got it. Filament color, we're good. So here, no matter how much like I don't know this file, I haven't seen if it's a closed poly surface, but here it says that it does have it's not closed or something is wrong when you shrunk it that it wouldn't work.